Friday was a big day for the Kansas City Chiefs as the pads came on for the first time all training camp long. The intensity was brought up, as well as the heat. The Royals hosted the New York Yankees in Game 3 of the American League Divisional Series on Wednesday night. It was the first playoff game in Kansas City since the Royals won the World Series back in 2015. In downtown Kansas City for the Wildcat Classic between the 9-0 Drake men's basketball team and 6-3 Kansas State. The Benedictine college football team played in the NAIA semifinals for the second straight season as the Ravens faced top seed Grandview right here in a winter wonderland in Des Moines, Iowa. It is Wednesday from our Super Bowl 58 coverage right here from Sin City, Las Vegas, Nevada. We're out by the famous Welcome to Las Vegas sign. There is a ton of tourists out here today wanting to get pictures with this famous sign. And you know what's also been very welcoming to this Kansas City Chiefs team has been the Super Bowl, as KC has made it to the big game in 4 of the last 5 seasons. Last May, the MSHSAA officially announced that boys volleyball will be a sanctioned spring sport in the 2024 season. 72 high schools across the Missouri area participated in the first year. Happy St. Patrick's Day from Mankato, Minnesota for the Northwest Missouri State Bearcats. Of course, one of their colors is green. They're hoping that their luck would continue today in the second round of the D2 NCAA men's basketball tournament against Minnesota Duluth. Look who I have here, head coach of the Lawson Cardinals. It's Caleb Crawford. Coach, thanks for joining me.
Well, it's great to be here. Thanks for covering this.
Of course. Talk to me about this matchup. Big game for you guys. You guys haven't beaten Mid-Buck in a while. I think it's been since 2018. Talk to me about this good matchup here between two great teams.
Well, you know, it's just been a couple of schools that have really been, Mid-Buck on the rise for a long time, and they just keep getting better and reloading every year. Coach Fritsch does a great job.
Joining me are the first pair of brothers on the St. Joseph Mustangs in almost a decade. The boys from Savannah High School. We've got Truman Bodenhausen and Noah Brodenhausen. Truman, we'll start with you. You're the youngest one, your first year on the Mustangs. Have you received any advice from Big Bro here about playing for the Mustangs this year?
A little bit. Mostly just don't feel pressured with all the fans and just go out there and have fun and just play because it's summer ball and that's just about having fun.
Now 8-0 St. Joseph Mustangs baseball team coming into today. They have been hot to start out the season. Mustangs hosted the team right behind them in second place in the Mink League standings, the Warren County Crop Dusters. And it was bark at the park night tonight, and some lucky pup was chowing down on some ice cream this evening and loving every second of it. You love to see it. Bottom of the first, Jeter Mose from Gateway Community College drops the ball into center field. That scores the first run of the game, 1-0 Stangs. Then in the waning seconds, Harrison Mevis, a 61-yard field goal to win it. 61 yards, he drills it. Are you kidding me? Insanity ensues in Columbia. Fans rush the field. Missouri takes down number 15 Kansas State 30-27. Ben McCollum trying to draw up something good. Northwest would respond. West Dreamer with a slick pass inside to Bennett Sturts, and the Bearcats have a 1-point lead. Sturts had 12 points on Tuesday. 5 seconds left. Bearcats up by 1. West Dreamer misses the free throw. Mavericks ball. Ball gets down the floor to Elijah Hayskamp for the win, and he drains it. It's his first field goal of the game, and it's a walk-off win for Minnesota State, 43-42.
Tonight's Taco Bell came out tonight for the Kansas City Renegades, the number 19 Big Bro.
Greg Kastner is a baseball legend to the St. Joseph area, one of the best Missouri Western pitchers and Bishop LeBlond coaches ever. He's also a former coach of the St. Joseph Cardinals, former GM to the St. Joseph Saints, and the public address announcer for the Mustangs organization for over 20 years. Now this season, the team has honored his greatness in a talking bobblehead.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that sounded like a little bit of roof damage to me. Who do we always call? A1 Roofing for all your roofing needs.
I would say maybe back in December, January, he called me in and said, we want to do a bobblehead. I went, okay. So we want to take some pictures. We're going to do a bobblehead night. I said, okay, fine. Then all of a sudden, this thing has just taken off. I mean, I've got people asking for them, family asking for them, friends asking for them. Everybody just thinks it's, great.
On Friday, June 13th, the first 250 fans will receive free Kastner bobbleheads at the Mustangs game. The resemblance to Kastner looks almost uncanny, but he thinks the bobblehead looks like his father, Louis Kastner, an all-state track and basketball athlete.
I had to go home, and I have it on my phone, a picture of my father. And I looked at my picture of my father, and I pictured that bobblehead, and I said, that's my dad. That's me. I was always known, people would ask, what's your name? I said, Gray Kastner. They would say, oh, you're Louis Kastner's boy. So I was always known as Louis Kastner's boy.
Kastner's sayings at the ballpark have gotten so much traction that when he sees people around town, he gets asked to reenact them.
You'd be surprised. They say, hey, did you get any roof damage today at your house after a rain? I said, yeah. They said, you call? I said, yeah, I called A1 Roofing or the tacos. And the funny thing about it is when I'm out and about and I drive by Taco Bell, or if I happen to see the A1 Roofing sign or see the commercial, I just start laughing and I just start whipping it off the Buffalo Wild Wings, everything just pops into my head.
As for how long Kastner will continue to be the PA announcer at games, he says as long as his mobility holds out. And even after that goes, he might have found a plan B to calling games.
The day it comes when I can't walk up the stairs anymore, I'll quit doing it. Unless Kai will let me take my wheelchair and put up a table down behind home plate. Because when the Saints were here, that's where the official scorer and the announcer were. I will either pass away in a press box, at the scorer's table, or in a dugout.
At the end of the day, the old ball coach is blown away by now being immortalized with a piece of sports memorabilia.
Let's show some support for your Mustangs. Let's go Mustangs. Let's go Mustangs.
Really, I have now just come to realize how humbled and honored I really am to have my own bobblehead. And I didn't think about it at the time. It is just not till recently that I thought, wow, I've got a bobblehead.
This is 24-year-old and St. Joseph native Dakota Amy. As of this past year, he's been a professional boxer. For most of his life, boxing has been all he's known.
I've been boxing since I was 8 years old. I boxed from when I was 8 to 13, won the Golden Gloves in the novice division, took a break till I was 19 and got right back in it. My dad, his best friend, Galen Brown, growing up, he was a professional boxer, and Byron, they all boxed together, so taking me to the gym, I was that kid that always was in trouble, so taking me to the gym really helped out with that.
Amy is off to a fast start in the professional ranks. He has a 3-0 record, 2 of those wins by technical knockout. Amy, a southpaw, is now preparing for his second boxing match in a month as he prepares to face Ronell Burnett in the 140-pound championship match to try and capture the ABO title, or the American Boxing Organization title. They'll square off in the Rumble in Titletown event in Topeka, Kansas this Saturday evening on pay-per-view. Amy's made sacrifices for this quick turnaround for this fight, but he says it's been worth it.
It's been rough. This weight cut has been super, super rough. I bulked up after my last fight and ended up paying for it at this camp, so not getting to enjoy that food or everything else I wanted, it's kind of sucked, but it's going to pay off.
Dakota's trained hard, man. He's trained harder than I've ever seen him train. We're very proud of him. This is a huge opportunity. ABO, 140-pound title. This is huge. He wins this. After we win this Saturday, he's getting ranked. It's going to be a hard matching here in St. Joe. We may be on the road more. Yeah. But, man, he's a solid kid. He knows the stuff. He fought a lot of amateur fights with me. We built him. We groomed him. He's ready, man.
Amy hopes to possibly be a WBC champion someday. He's loved the self-discipline about boxing the most. It's kept him committed to his craft. Amy encourages people to try out boxing. He's loved being a role model for the younger generations, along with repping St. Joseph wherever he fights, as his stardom continues to rise in the boxing community.
It's very special, I was that kid that was, running in the streets when I was 12, 13 years old, just being bad, and, being able to get on here and other teenagers see me change, they can change themselves, so that was the biggest part.
My practices aren't designed for your enjoyment. My team's on the floor. I'll make it. Just some of the many great lines from the 1986 sports film Hoosiers. 2 Northwest Missouri schools got their own Hoosiers experience this past Saturday, and it was one memory that they'll be remembering for the rest of their lives. Hoosiers is one of the most beloved sports movies of all time. The iconic gym that the Hickory Huskers played in when the movie was filmed back in the mid-1980s is still standing outside of Indianapolis, Indiana, and high school games are still played there. So when Maysville Activities Director and girls head basketball coach Tyler Zimmerman found that out, a curious thought arose.
Coach Mercer and I, we were kind of talking about our favorite movies, basketball movies, so we talked about Hoosiers. Then about a week after that, we saw Lawson and Warsaw played. Their varsity JV boys came here and played over break last year, and that kind of got the ball rolling. We reached out to Coach Belcher and Lawson, and hey, what do we need to do? And kind of gave us a blueprint for what we need to do. So we reached out to the Hoosier gym, and they said we need to find an opponent. So we started looking at our schedule, and we get along with TC and Travis, the coaches at Austin, really well. They were interested, we were interested, so we made it happen. So then we started fundraising. We had an elementary basketball tournament, our alumni tournament, 50-50 raffles, taco bars, donations from community members, which has been great. And from that point on, that's all it took.
So Maysville was able to play Stewartsville-Osborne in both a boys and girls varsity game on the same hallowed ground that Gene Hackman, aka Coach Norman Dale, ran countless practices with Hickory running the famous picket fence play. And Jimmy Chitwood rallying the squad by coming back to rejoin the team in a run to the state title. Just a surreal opportunity for 2 Northwest Missouri schools to play in.
A little bit of a wow moment, honestly, to kind of sit here and think, wow, we were actually getting to play here. I'm getting to coach here. It's pretty grateful to be able to have this opportunity. I can't thank Maysville enough for giving us this opportunity to be their opponent. It was a really cool experience for the whole team, for the whole community, both communities. It was a awesome experience for everybody involved.
And to the other teams in the area that are interested in playing in the Hoosiers gym, Zimmerman says it's definitely possible and well worth the experience.
If you're a fan of basketball, high school basketball, if you're a fan of the movie Hoosiers, I think it's worth the trip. Indianapolis isn't far away. The Pro Basketball Hall of Fame is 15 minutes from here. There's so much to do. Like, we were jam-packed yesterday. It's just a great, memorable experience these girls and boys will have for a lifetime.
Day 4 of Super Bowl week here in New Orleans, Louisiana. Super Bowl 59 between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm here on the famous Canal Street in downtown. Let's talk about Patrick Mahomes. He's headed to play in his 5th Super Bowl of his young career, a career that so far is right on track. At 29 years old, it's arguable that Patrick Mahomes has had the greatest start to a career of any NFL player. 3 Super Bowl wins, 3 Super Bowl MVPs, 2 NFL MVPs, 2 first-team All-Pros, 6 Pro Bowls, and nothing less than an AFC Championship appearance in his 7 years as a starter. Super Bowl 59 will be Mahomes' 5th Super Bowl he started, so it's almost become routine for him with the comings and goings leading up to the big game.
You stay so busy here that you don't really realize the magnitude of the game that you're playing. But I think it comes with the experience, knowing what the week presents, knowing where you're going to be at, and then try to keep it as close as you can to the routine that you always have. So we're excited for the game, and we're excited to get back to more and more higher leverage, higher level practices and get ready to go out there and play our best football.
Mahomes will face a tough challenge against defensive coordinator Vic Fangio's Philadelphia Eagles defense on Sunday. Mahomes is currently 8-0 against Fangio in the times they've faced in their career. But those stats don't matter now. In those 8 games, none were top 10 defenses that Mahomes faced. Philadelphia, however, has the top-ranked defense in the NFL this year.
Every time I've played Coach Fangio, there's been different change-ups and different things that he's thrown at us, and I think that's what makes him so great is he's not going to just do exactly what you saw the last time. And so I'm sure there'll be blitzes in the game. I'm sure there'll be times where they play coverage. It's going to be a chess match, and you want to go up against the best, and he's one of the best defensive coordinators in the NFL, and it'll be a great challenge for us as an offense and as a football team.
If the Chiefs win Sunday, Mahomes will continue to elevate his name in the greatest of all time conversation with the likes of Tom Brady and others. But Mahomes is at a point in his career where that's not the main focus. He's answered questions all week about that in a humble manner. All about building the team legacy and taking advantage of the position he's been put in instead.
It's always amazing to be compared to the greats, but more than anything, I just want to be the best version of myself that I could be, and I know that how blessed I was to be in Kansas City and the opportunity that I had to go out there and win a lot of football games. And so why not go out and give everything I have to try to do that? And that's what pushes me every day. I mean, I think when I look back at my career, I'll look back and think it's all even more amazing to be mentioned with some of these names I've been mentioned with. But more than anything, I just want to maximize the opportunity that I have here, and that's leaving everything I have in the football field and just relying on my teammates to go out and handle the rest.
Just a few more days until Super Bowl 59. Anthony Crane and I will have coverage throughout the weekend leading up to the big game on Sunday. But for now, reporting from the Big Easy, Brett Kennedy, KQ2 Sports.